Okay, so for today, I want to continue working on the hitbox and hurt box. On the previous session, we made an attack that can hit multiple, has multiple attack frames, but hits only one frame. Okay, that's an interesting thing. Yeah, so yesterday we made an attack that has multiple active frames, so that we can test disabling the check to deal damage. We were successful in doing that. What that came down to, as in yesterday's stream, player this. I'm used to this. Okay, so the hitbox and hurt box. These are the scripts that I want to have open. That and the attack. So this has a boolean for damage. And then this has a check for if the dealt damage is true. This check is also so we don't delete ourselves. So we have the boolean for has dealt damage for a specific attack. However, that's one thing. If we go to the testing scene and we decide to add a second one of these, we just move it around, place it just somewhere near, but not the same spot. And see it? Oh, this one is open to sign. Alright, hang it. And different mode. Check on. Sorry, what? That's not what I wanted to test. In different mode. One frame. Two frames. Frames. One frames. Five frames. Okay, so it seems to be disabling the attack a little bit too well. So it only comes out for a single frame, which is what's currently happening. However, I don't know if that's what I want. If I've been activates for a single thing is a different problem. Okay, so if I want to be able to attack multiple entities, and it's not set to only the single frame that we attack, we may want to make an array of exceptions instead. Now, the entity base would have a function to already do that. However, unfortunately, areas do not. So we have to work with the area hitbox and hurtbox functions. So in the frame data manager, let's make an array that's just for hit exceptions. I'm going to use those because that's actually the component we can get easily, most easily. Um, sorry, health. What we're going to need to do is essentially the same thing as this. However, we're going to change it. This to health. I'm sorry. I can get that. Sorry, no, that's not going to be it. Area dot health. I want to append to this. Get parent dot get parent append. So that's there now. So that sets that as the exception. When is that unset? In the attack, I believe. Nope. In the input manager. second. Where is this thing? Not here. Not very much. Here? Oh, here. Here. No. 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 Definition. Just two instances here. Okay. And then here we want current attack dot health exceptions dot clear. Okay, and then I want to change that. And this to be different. Okay, so that didn't do what I wanted, I believe. Is it went straight to 25. We have 100 health. Okay, that's because we're not fixing the Boolean check, which is in this spot over here. This just has it set to disabled. I don't want to disable it. What I do want to do is just not deal damage. And that is over here. Or this dot has area. Let's try again. Okay. Y. Expedited tag manager. This is often true. This is a check I had. I pass. Check 1, 2, 3. That hit 3 times. Okay. It hit 3 times, which is bad. We go to the hitbox. If this is false. Hits 3 times as well. Okay, this didn't do anything. Append exceptions here. Check the clear function. That was all elements. That's what we want. Let me print this. Maybe it has. That's maybe what the problem is. Starting tag as it's called by the input manager. And that attack is set to this, and we check if we're attacking in this function here. Continue attacking with that specific attack. Then once we have come into this function, we check if the attack exists. It does. And then we end the attack if it's the last frame, in which we would clear our exceptions. Otherwise, we would check if we are on a frame other than the first frame to disable the previous frame. Then if we have dealt damage, we disable this attack is going to deal with. So first off, this works. No, it doesn't, because it's not being set here. That hits once for both of them. Okay. And doing a very similar thing, can have self exception. Go in the attack manager. How do I prevent the damage? This doesn't return an area. The on body entered function does return an area. Let's print this. I want to see if this is actually able to. Oh, I used area, not area.health. Disable this and commenting it first. So it does have it now. Okay. Still clears, which is good. Alright. So this is the check I want. If it has an exception, so then we don't want it to have an exception. Okay. Go to the attack manager, pass, run it, test it, and hit 3 times. Why is it hitting 3 times? And there is spaces in this section. I don't know why. Okay, that fixes it. So, let me go on ready, on ready, on attack underscore parent, so I can stop calling this thing too much. Which is also supposed to be an attack, which is a thing data manager. Okay, run it, test it, 75, 75, okay, alright. So now that allows us to attack multiple frames at once. Now we just have to see if we can attack very precisely. And back and mode. Yeah. Hit one. Can we hit the other? No. So just simultaneously in the same frame. It's not easy. Okay. Let me add another 2 frames of this. There shouldn't be children. Okay, I should show you. Yeah, fix the tool script for the naming. There's the fixed name. More frames. Thanks. That didn't do what I want it to do. I remember I found 0, 0. I still need that. Remember? What equals 1? Why are you still considered frame here? Let's pass the fixed names. Shows you do that. Let's click the fixed names button. But that one's still assigned as frame 4. Okay, let me close this and reopen the player. Let's see if that changes anything. That's not that one. This one. This one's still considered frame 4. Which is not supposed to be the case. Mm, okay, let's run that. close the player scripts and close, reopen. Does this fix it how I want it to be fixed? 1, 2, 3. Why is that the case? Okay. Project. Reload current project. I don't get why the names are not working out they should be. I'm sorry, why? But like, why? Okay, but why is it not renaming? 1, 2, 3. 4 is down here, which it shouldn't be. Now it's fixed. Like this, fix names, I reorganize those, go back, I fix, no, okay, now I fix. Why is it like that? That's so annoying. That's kind of annoying. Hashtag fix me. It's not working as I would like it to. Let me run this script again just to see if that actually does anything to it. With the fixing of the names. That doesn't happen. Okay, so pause, reopen, exit, delete. Okay, systems. That is so weird. Like if I add a node, put it here, and then have it fix names. Color, fix names, names, text name. No, okay. Yeah, it's weird. Okay. That doesn't do anything. Yeah, things not clear here. Color right here. Let's see if this has any working merit anymore. Okay, so it's working as it was intended to be. Alright, okay, I'm going to continue my buttons. This is uh, not really. Right. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is continue the test because I actually forget where I am in this. Now I have more than enough frames to attack someone to test if we can hit the other one. Yep. Alright. Okay. So now we can hit something, and then there's something in front of that. Walk into that and hit it, or they walk into us and we hit them. Okay. So took a while, and then we messed with the tool scripts, but it took a while to convert the Boolean check into an exceptions check. I don't know why it's the health component. that I had to use. Well, I use the health component because I'm testing got this entity base with our hurt box that doesn't really. It has a health component attached in it somewhere. It's really the health component that gets changed. If it was the hurt box area, then sure, but wait, if we're getting the area, we can just get the host, and then we can check if the host has it. The entity base, right? Because it should be the entity base, not the layer. I'm hoping to be soon. Yep. Hurt box, attack manager. So right now we're disabling none of them, which is fine. I'm gonna manager. I have it as health. Can it be entity base? Okay. Cool. Now in the hitbox, where we are checking and or appending the area. On area entered, if the parent dot get child has area. First off, this should be first. Then this. So if self has area, don't do it. If it doesn't have its own hitbox, and its attack parent, the parent of this the attack parent of this hurt box has an exception that is this thing dot host. No, dot health dot host. Okay. Dot health dot host on it. Do I get any errors? Click, click, click. Now it's an entity. Alright. And we're specifically stating that it has to be the entity. Why are we stating? What was the difference? Why did I do that? I wanted it from the health component to the entity instead. Why? It's now. What was the purpose of that? Maybe shared health? think I wanted to do it as the entity because if I add another hurt box to this, I shouldn't kill it instantly. I deal more damage than I should. Okay, so we have two exceptions. They're the entities rather than the health components. There will be one health component per player, and there will be one player per player, so essentially the same thing. But this is as if but we're hitting the same frame here. One, two, I don't know. I really don't know. Huh. Health and the player would be the same. I mean, instantiate a player. That is not what I want to instantiate. Instantiate a player. And let's put them right over there. Um, so 75, 75, 25, and 50. 25, and 50. I don't know. Delete player 2. I'm gonna delete this as well. Alright, okay. That's enough for today. We got what we wanted to do, which was make it, rather than a boolean, into an exception, so that we don't have to, so that we can attack multiple different entities at the same time rather than just one.